Yo, welcome back everybody. This is EonShiKeno, and we're gonna have some live action Warcraft 3 today. Wait, hold on a second. This is StarCraft 2. Hold on a second. I got it. I was confused here. We've got a match here between two Warcraft 3 legends. That's why I was confused, guys. Forgive me for that. But let me introduce our first player. In the blue, the Protoss player, the man whose Blade Master always gets critical strike. It's gonna be none other than Grubby. And his opponent, a fellow Protoss player, fellow Warcraft 3 legend. It's gonna be Sky. This is a match from the Korean ladder. So both these guys evidently training really hard on the Premier ladder to test their skills, and it just so happens we've got a matchup. These guys, they've probably played them, like in major tournaments, these two guys have probably played each other more times than I don't even know. I couldn't even hazard a guess at how many times they would have played each other, but I have yet to see a StarCraft 2 match of Sky. I've seen quite a few of Grubby. I've actually got a highlight video of Grubby up on my channel I made a couple months ago, so I'll link that in the descriptions. Definitely check that out if you like Grubby, and frankly, who doesn't like Grubby at this point? Come on, guys, give it up. Give it up for the Grubster. The two probes meet near the middle of the map. Both players going to go for some scouting out, and same build so far from each player, pretty identical. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Grubby just a little bit further behind there with that pylon. Gas is going to pop up here. And, you know, at this point, what are you going to look for as a Protoss player going into another Protoss player's base? First of all, are they chrono boosting anything? Do they have a gateway in there? Oh, look at that, Grubby trying to sneak in a pylon. Grubby, he almost got it in there. So the trick here is you put a pylon right here, and it blocks all the probes here in this position, so they're trapped in there. That's a little bit of shenanigans you can pull on this map. You can also do it down here. Takes a little bit of, I guess a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill to pull that off, but when it happens, it's pretty hilarious. Grubby's gonna grab his second gas there, and likewise for Sky, both players just whoa, Grubby just landed it! So that's gonna stop a lot of mining time here for 6 workers, and Sky is that's gonna finish. There's no way those probes are gonna be able to take that out. Looks like, yeah, it's building faster now, shields are regenerating. Oh, poor Sky, and Grubby goes for a cancel before it finishes at the last second, but yeah, hilarious play from Grubby. Grubby really making the use of that probe, and it's really funny to see play like that on such a high level game. Another gateway is going to go down here for Sky. He really wants to put some pressure on. Chrono Boost is yet to be used. I think I maybe used one of these on one of these builds. Yeah, he's chrono boosting a stalker out, so 2 gate pressure coming out here. And Grubby's still sneaking around with that. A probe double gas, like I said, up here for both players. Grubby is likewise following himself up with second gateway. Now we got a Twilight Council popping out here for Sky. And is this just going to be a Blink? Well, I wouldn't say. You know, this is a weird maybe Blink Stalker build, because he usually go 1 gateway, but maybe he was delaying it so much because he had to deal with that. Could be DTs. It's probably going to be Blink Stalker, but I think the build just got messed up a little bit. But because he lost so much mining, frankly, with that pylon block there in his base. But Sky doing his job, scouting around the left side of the map for proxy pylons. Probe heading out across the map. So this is going to be an opportunity for Sky to maybe do a little bit of damage with these Blink Stalkers. Blink is being researched. He's going to pop out a couple Stalkers, do a little bit of damage. Now we got Grubby over here going for the robotics facility. He's going to be playing defensive here. He cannot, you know, lose that many units to Sky's incoming pressure. Grubby's scouting his side of the map as well for the probes. These Stalkers are going to run into each other, and this is going to be a who's going to get the first attack in? Grubby got the first attack in. Now they're microing away. Both these players obviously have excellent micro, as they are Warcraft 3 players who did nothing but micro. It seems like Sky's forced to retreat down to 51 life, and the pylon does that get scouted? Did he scout it? No, he did not scout it. He's got his own pylon over here. So both players preferring to pylon on the right side of the map, and Grubby going up for another one. So Grubby's playing defense, but he's putting proxy pylons across the map. That way, if Sky does decide to pressure him, he can play defense and warp in 1 or 2 zealots, at least to scout it to see if there's a base, and also just to run in and do some damage. Because whenever you're attacking with a 3-gate Blink Stalker pressure. You don't want to waste a warp in, send a Zealot back home and have to deal with it. So Grubby just giving himself more opportunity to just come back in the game if he, takes a lot of damage. Just gives himself more opportunities. So Grubby here with a couple sentries, a couple stalkers. And we got the Robo, or the Immortal coming out. That Immortal is going to come out just now. Perfect for that Immortal. The Nexus gets up, and this is a great position here for Grubby. If he can keep most of his units alive here, keep the Immortal alive, stop the pressure from Sky, get the Nexus up, he's going to be in such a sweet position. Blink is done, as we saw there from Sky. Force Field's going to go up preemptively. He's going to force those Stalkers to either blink in and commit, or just stay back. And Grubby doing some pretty decent micro here. Oh no, the force fields are kind of separating those Stalkers up. They really can't get the concave they're looking for. He keeps the Immortal alive, which is extremely key for Grubby here. This is essentially his Blade Master. This guy is landing critical strikes with every shot, 50 damage to these Stalkers, every single attack. He needs to keep that alive. He's got an Observer here, not too useful. Now the Immortals is going to go down with all those Stalkers in position. There isn't enough throwing in force fields down. And, wow, this is, he's going to need to pull probes. He needs to do something because Sky is now tearing Grubby apart. Grubby really needs to do something. He needs to get the next Immortal out. He's chrono boosting that sucker out. No kidding. And let's check the unit count while we're at it. 10 versus 6, so a 4-Stalker lead here for Sky. But Sky, you got to remember, has got a lot of low HP units there. Those guys are going to fall pretty quickly if he just kind of slacks on his Blink Micro at any point whatsoever. And I think Grubby really needs to pull some probes here if he wants to win this fight. He's using so many Stalkers in these engagements, but Sky decides to fall back. Maybe he's going to wait for some more reinforcements. Maybe wait for the next... Okay, so he's chrono boosting out. He's going to maybe wait for another warp in. Okay, here they are. There's the warp in. Now he's going to go back in for the attack. But has that bought Grubby enough time? He hasn't got any more Stalkers out. He's waiting for the next Immortal, chrono boosting that sucker out. And here comes Sky. He's going to go in for the Focus Fire. He's going to grab this one Stalker. He's going to try and get the Immortal. Is he going to be able to get it? He's going to go for the Stalkers instead. And these... Oh, wow. He's going to drop the Immortal very quickly here. And Sky's got a huge Stalker advantage over Grubby. Grubby, only with the 7 supply lead, but you have to... Or actually, no, actually 1 now. You have to remember, most of those are probes. That's his worker lead coming to effect there into the supply. Sky going to grab a couple probes there, and he's going to continue the pressure. Blink to the back of Grubby's base, going to snag that Immortal, and hopefully just blink on out of there before he loses too much. But he just has so many Stalkers. He's going to kill pretty much everything if the results are being warped in now. That's going to cause Sky to have to micro just a little bit more against this. 1 Stalker versus, I think, about 7 at this point. Now it's only 6. Sky really trying to force Grubby's hand here. Now the next Immortal comes out, and he's losing a lot of units here. Sky is losing maybe way too many Stalkers for this engagement. Let's look at the worker count, 24 versus 21. So we do have Sky with a worker lead, but we have to remember Grubby can saturate his bases a little bit better on 2 bases as opposed to the 1. Observer up here, not going to see the expansion that's on patrol there, but there is a Nexus being placed, so Sky is going to take the free Nexus here and then fall back and just try and go off a macro game at this point. So the supply is actually favoring Grubby still, 24 to 20. So let's look at the old army supply, 22 versus 12. Now, after Grubby scouts out this Nexus, he's going to have to think, okay, has he scouted it out? He hasn't scouted it out yet? Oh, no. Okay, he's got it rallied down there. He will see that. But he's going to have to think, all right, do I play from behind, throw up a Nexus, and try to just outplay him later on in the game? Or do I go for an all-in? Do I just throw everything I have at him, take these 3 Robos, or sorry, take these 3 Immortals, go for a big push? He does have 4 gateways behind this, so he can literally just throw everything he's got at him. And I think he's got a possibility of doing that. I think that's Grubby's better option, is to go for a big attack now if he does scout out that Nexus, which he did. So he did scout it out. He got Observer keeping an eye on those Stalkers. He does have a Proxy Pylon over here on the right, but it's not close enough. Sentry's being warped in here for Sky. That's going to be an extremely important part of Sky's defense. If you can throw down some nice force fields, stop those Immortals from getting positions and dealing damage. Now, Grubby's moving half of his army to the right side of the map, leaving 2 Immortals for defense and a War Prism. Okay. He's going to pick up some Zealots. He's going to take this out, and Grubby is really, I think he's going to go for the attack play here. He's built nothing but units since the attack of Sky has stopped, and now Grubby's coming across the map. Now the Immortals are hot in pursuit. The Stalkers may be out of position here, and they're going to fall back there before they take too much damage. So Sky has his own Immortal. He's got 3 sentries, and he's warping in 2 more here. He just needs to hold this off. If Sky can withstand this attack with some really well-placed Blink Stalker micro and force fields, he can do a lot of damage here. But remember, Grubby's got this Warp Prism with 4 Zealots in there. He can wreck Sky's economy from inside his base here. So usually what would happen is there's going to be a timer on Grubby's attack just because of the force field and he really wants to get in there and do some damage, but because Grubby has that warp prism at the top of his base here, that's going to force Sky to have to figure out, okay, do I want to pull some of my units back? Do I want to do a warp in? What are we going to do here? So this is going to be a warp in versus warp in at the main. Oh wow, that was Grubby doing 4 more Zealots warp in. That's so many Zealots in the main there. That's going to completely stop his mining, and now Grubby's going to go in for the kill at the natural. He needs to place some expensive, oh there we go, great force fields there. He's going to keep most of the units in the back. He can deal a lot of damage. Zealots just tearing up everything here. He can sacrifice most of those as long as he just, if he kills a lot of units up here, maybe kills the Nexus, that'd be pretty good. He's forced to fall back. I think he used all his energy there. And, oh wow, these are the Stalkers coming here. Is he going to go for the Nexus, or what's he going to do with this attack? The forces at the natural have left. He can go in with those Immortals and take out the Nexus if he sees it. The Zealots are still getting so many kills. 1 kill, actually, total, and encompassing all the Zealots are getting a lot of kills. But these units don't have anywhere to go. They're going to be forced to fall back. Let's check the units lost tab. So Grubby with the more losses there. Workers killed 15 versus 10. And the Nexus is going to fall down at the natural, so this is working out decently well for Grubby. It's not, you know, the game-winning thing he was hoping for here, but he did manage to even up the game just a little bit. A couple more results being dropped in here from above with the Warp Prism. That Warp Prism is very low in life, and you have to remember Sky does have Blink Stalkers, so this thing needs to be handled with kid gloves because it's so weak. It's gonna... Yeah, that's good. That's cool. Why are you so worried? So Sky with an Observer really doesn't have to worry about another Observer because he did manage to take out Grubby's Observer in that battle. Grubby doesn't have his own Observer. So this is a position where, you know, Sky could sneak in a DT. Whoop, scratch that. There's an Observer right there for Grubby. Sky deciding he wants to rebuild the Nexus, thinking, you know what, it's even, I'm going to throw up a Nexus, he probably threw up his, it'll kind of be a little bit more even, but you have to remember Sky does have the Blink Stalker tech. Oh, and there goes the Warp Prism. This one Zealot got out just in the nick of time. He's going to die for ire, and he's going to drop there. So the game is kind of evened out a little bit. You know, Grubby took a risk, built his army up quite a bit, and managed to take out the Nexus of Sky. And, you know, it's kind of even again. Look at that supply. 64 versus 65, working out 24 versus 22. So Scout Stalker for Grubby is forced to retreat. Sky, is he going to go for an attack? He does have a lot of Sentry energy, and Grubby has a lot of Sentry energy as well. Neither of them have any units that can crush force fields. This isn't Heart of the Swarm. They don't have Hallucination. But wait, can you... Yeah, they can't do that, but can you... Did they change that? I don't know. It's been so long since I used a Hallucination to crush a force field. I'm not sure if that... And there's someone posted in the comments. I can't remember that offhand. But anyways, Grubby now with the supply lead, and Sky going to push in here. If he could land a force field and trap that army off... Oh, woo. Those were defensive. Those were not... He wasn't trying to pick off anything there. He was just trying to buy himself some time. So, Robotics Bay coming up for Grubby. Actually, sorry, that's Sky. Observer in the main for Sky, so Sky is going to be able to see that if he decides to go scout up here. Where is that? Okay, so he hasn't made any more production facilities just yet. Stalker being warped into the main. Another Immortal coming out. These guys just making a bunch of Immortals and Warp Gate units for the time being. Sky trying to resaturate that natural. Not making any workers right now. Might be saving his money for Extended Thermal Lance. Not sure why he's not making any workers. He's going to produce some more Zealots here. Maybe he's worried about an attack from Grubby. Grubby's kind of posturing himself in the middle of the map. There's the Colossus, so he's waiting on build that Colossus. That's going to be really important to crush those force fields and just to get some, you know, nice extra damage against these sentries. You know, Colossus will just shred sentries. It's pretty sad. It's like a Blade Master versus a Wisp. All the Wisp can do is explode. That's his only opportunity. The sentry, all it can do, throw force fields, they'll get crushed, and it'll just die. And it looks kind of the same. So now you have Grubby with a big attack, big army here. He's got a lot of Immortals. Look at all those Immortals. 5 Immortals. Nice force fields by Grubby. He managed to pick off that one Immortal. And another nice manage of force fields. Gets a couple units in there, a couple sentries, but the Colossus is out. Does it have the range upgrade? And force fields are trying to throw it out, but that's not going to happen. The force fields of Sky aren't as good. Sky kind of trapped back here in the corner. Grubby really needs to get in there. Does Sky have any more force field energy? He's got a couple left. He really needs to make them count. Sky trying to warp in some reinforcements. Sky with the supply lead, 73 versus 71. Grubbies have so many Immortals. Look at all those Immortals. He's just walking in here and completely destroying everything. Oh, finally the probes are being pulled now. What's Grubby going to do? What's going to do in this position? I think he's going to lose the rest of his army here because the probes were pulled. at a great time there, and if he would have pulled those probes, I think that would have been a completely different turnaround there. Probes actually do very well against Immortals. Probes attack relatively fast, they do low damage, so their attack isn't wasted on the hardened shields that the Immortals have. So the game is kind of back to normal more, but slowly Sky is getting an even higher tech lead against Grubby. You know, he's got the Blink, he's got the Colossus, he's getting the range, and now he's getting Gravitic Drive, so he's going to have the speed upgrade for the Warp Prism there. Grubby is going to throw down a third. His tech is going to be a little bit later. Robotics Bay on the way for Grubby. So this is going to be some time, so Sky can pump out some Colossus, and just get a higher Colossus count in PvP. And higher Colossus count in PvP is kind of most of what it comes down to in the mid and late game and PvP. Later on you want to throw in some Archons and Immortals, maybe flanking with some Zealots, something like that, but most of your DPS comes from the Colossus. Unfortunately, both players are kind of mined out in their main. This game has been so heated, they haven't had a chance to take a third yet. Well, Grubby just now took a third, but it's been so long they're essentially on one base because there we go. Grubby just mined out. And look at this, he's got a little bit more here for Sky. And we got 2 Immortals, so Immortal Warp Prism drop for both players meeting, and they're just going to say, well, this is awkward. What do we do now? You going to drop? You drop first. And Sky's thinking, well, I guess I'll just keep attacking you, and Grubby's going to do the same. What's he going to go for here? He's going to try and delay the Nexus as much as possible. Is he going to go for a cancel? Because that's going to die very quickly. No, he's going to go for the probes. Going to get the probes. No, he's just going to pick up and fall back. He needs to move. Sky, you got to move. There he goes. He's going to drop in the main now. Stalker being warped him. That guy needs to get out of there. That guy's going to deal so much damage. He's going to take a lot. Immortal's just racking up some kills here. Here comes Grubby's opportunity to deal some damage on the right, but look at that. Sky is in position. He's going to be forced to pick up. He needs to get out of there before he loses those. And once again over here on the left, Sky's going to go for a drop. I've seen Grubby micro his Warp Prism in every matchup, it seems like. He's just got great multitasking, and I'm pretty sure Sky does as well. This is paying off a little bit better for Sky. He's got a couple more kills with the Immortals. Look at 13 kills on that guy. That is crazy. Is Blink finished? No, Blink is not finished. Whoa! Look at that, guys. 1 life. That Warp Prism. Dang. He dropped it. Oh, no. Oh, good. Get him out of there. That was risky there. I thought he was waiting around for Grubby to show up to finish it off. But no, Sky is now going to go push out across the map. Now Grubby decides it's an opportunity to attack. The Immortal is going to do some damage. Uh-oh, that Pylon is going to take a little bit of hits, unfortunately. For Grubby, it's not actually killing any Pylon, or actually any probes. Oh, good force fields there from Sky. Snags that Immortal. Double force fields trapping him there. And is that going to supply block? Nope, it's not going to supply block Sky. He's trying to trap Grubby's army. This little bit of his army is trapped over here on the right. The Stalkers, the Colossus goes down, and these Stalkers are just out kind of here in the open, and unfortunately Grubby's in a bad position. Those Blink Stalkers are not going to let these regular Stalkers, who evidently don't know how to blink, they're not going to get away. Those Stalkers that don't have blink, they must get really dry eyes or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. They're aliens and stuff, so they got, I don't know, some glands up there that just secrete saline solution out of them. But Grubby trying to sneak a base over here in the top left, and he's got this one over here still too. Trying to buy some time with these Stalkers. These Immortals just slowly killing everything here, but this main army here from Sky is just so deadly. Look at that much more money Grubby spent on army, but of course at this point, Sky has got the bigger army supply, 56 versus 42. And Sky's just going to come in here and start wrecking face. Grubby, uh-oh, that Colossus needs to get out of town. Did he see it? Did Sky see it? Uh-oh, there's a lot more forces back here for Grubby that I didn't notice. The Nexus falls down at the natural. And Grubby with more bases. Grubby actually has 4 bases right now. But he's barely mining. 4 bases, almost no mining. Sky definitely not mining at all. Grubby's just trying to buy some time here. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for Grubby, because he has an income, or at least he will have an income in a little bit. But these 4 Colossus are scary. Those are some scary Colossus. Grubby with just 2. He can't get these units out of here. Of course, the Colossus can walk down the cliff, but those Zealots and Stalkers aren't going to go anywhere. Mining over here once again. The War Prism is going to bring those Immortal in there, and those guys may be cured. If he can drop those Immortals right in the back of those Colossus, that can do so much damage. The Stalkers are going to blink. No, they do not get the Immortals get down. They're going to focus down on the Colossus, and the army's coming in from the bottom. The Zealots push forward. The Zealots are soaking up so much damage here from the Colossus. The front line dies completely for Sky. Grubby's doing some amazing Immortal War Prism drop in the back, forcing those Colossus to fall back. The Immortals are doing so much damage to this Colossus. Look at this amazing War Prism play from Grubby, just pushing in the back, and Grubby's going to manage to take this game, and the GG from Sky. Wow, Grubby never ceases to amaze with this amazing micro. Crazy game, guys. Like, we had a Blink Stalkers and Warp Prism and defense and Nexus killing. Grubby comes back. Sky has a bigger army. Grubby, craziness. Craziness, guys. That was an awesome game from Grubby. I remember the last game I casted from Grubby. Grubby versus Sin was also very, very awesome. So, what are you going to say? Has great games, guys. So once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Grubby highlight video I did. I'll post that in the description. You guys can go check that out. It's kind of a after game event you can go check out. So that's it for me. See you guys later.